The little numbers are rolling. Our volumes are good. Welcome once again to Geekamole. Our meat. There goes my little bottle on the water and onto the floor. I will recycle that after the show.
Of all the shows I decided to have headphones on, this is the one. Ow, that hurt.
The little bottle of water falling over it was empty.
I heard this booming into my ears,
Sorry,
and
right
it was
next
like
to the microphone. I was moving the microphone over and it fell down. Deal with it.
Here, let me show you my maraca. Around the. That was the wrong hand motion.
Thank you. I was about to say something, and I'm like going, please don't do that again on camera.
But that's how you play the maracas.
I know how you play the
maracas. Back and forth and up and down and back and forth.
I'm okay with you making the little maraca handshake motions, but don't make that maneuver, please.
I can see this show's already off to a bad start. So.
Well, as long as we don't say anything bad, we're good, because then I'd have to sit there and remember to edit it. Which is why it took me forever to get episode 54 up, because I kept forgetting, oh crap, I'm going to go put the freaking beep sensor on mouse.
Hey, it was one word.
Only one word, but I had to go find it and had the time to edit it. It's not something I'm used to editing. So I have to remember which of my two editing softwares is the easiest one to do it in. And then I'm like, and then I got to go load it up, and then I got to sit down and listen to it, and then I got to go hand pick the one moment where he says the bad word and put the little beep over it and make sure that the word's not heard through it, and then I gotta save it all, and then I gotta
See, that's when you need to get me to do some additional dialogue recording, and I can say some nonsense words like barbiturates or macadamia, and you can just put that over my sound.
No, because the beep can be edited for length. Macadamia would come.
That's brilliant.
No.
Okay. Anyways, let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wonder Woman News, where you get all the Wonder Woman you can handle.
See, he always goes and complains that I step on his introductions, and he went and stepped on mine.
You didn't have an introduction. I opened a show.
You opened the show, but I was going to introduce it by saying, ladies and gentlemen, Mouse would now like to speak to you about our Lord and Savior, Miss Wonder Woman. Go.
Am I going?
Yes.
I going? Do you want to say something? You sure?
No,
you don't?
done.
Okay.
Go. Say it.
All right, so we have some really cool news. So H.G. Peter, for those of you who were fetuses or weren't the ghosts of fetuses to come back when Wonder Woman first had her first run during the 40s. I myself was a ghost of future fetuses. H.G. Peter was the cartoonist and artist that William Moulton Marston handpicked to illustrate the Wonder Woman comics. Now, this was a very, very interesting decision because as a result of that, the Wonder Woman art, if you look at the Golden Age Wonder Woman comics, does not look anything at all like what was going on in superhero comics at the time. In fact, H.G. Peter was known for being a regular collaborator in several feminist and women female suffrage publications. And his style was actually steeped in political and social cartooning satire. So that was, that gave Wonder Woman, the comic, a very, very iconic and very defined look. Well, now the Eisner Awards are, of course, the Oscars for the comic industry. They're the highest honor. And this year, they have announced that H.G. Peter, the co-creator and the original artist for Wonder Woman, will be inducted into the Will Eisner Award Hall of Fame. He is going to be joined by cartoonist Milt Gross, the creator of Spy vs. Spy, the creator of Spy vs. Spy, Antonio Projias, and also Dori Seda, who was very much an underground indie cartoonist. All of them will be automatically inducted, and 4 more will be chosen by votes based on a list compiled by this year's judging panel. So, more recognition for the Wonder Woman team. Yay!
Are we done?
We're done.
Next up. Logan. 9th movie coming up for Logan. or at least for the version played by what's his face, Hugh Jackman. The dude.
The dude.
The dude who's been playing, the overly tall Logan.
Do you remember him playing Logan forever?
Yes, and this will be his last installment.
Allegedly.
No, this will be his last. 9 movies, he's done. This is it. Because they've recast pretty much every other X-Men character. This is the last one to be recast. And we've been kind of waiting for some revelation as to what the idea of the storyline is. All we've been getting are these cryptic black and white photographs. For a movie that's due to come out on March 3rd. They've been notoriously tight-lipped up until now. So they finally released one more black and white photograph, which has the words, "In the near future, a weary Logan cares for an alien Professor X in a hideout on the Mexican border. But Logan's attempts to hide from the world and his legacy are upended when a young mutant arrives, being pursued by dark forces." That young mutant is X-23, and
Laura, what's her name? Kenny?
Kenny, yeah, Laura Kenny. And obviously, this particular Professor X is, I still believe, to be Patrick Stewart, who... How much makeup are you going to have to put on this poor man to make him look alien, because he still looks like freaking Captain Picard?
Well, yes, he does kind of not a... He and Christina Ricci, I swear, must bathe in the blood of virgins. Because if you look at Christina Ricci has not aged a day, and Patrick Stewart is right up there with her. He must have like a portrait that has gone to hell in his attic.
I could say a comment, but I'm not good.
What?
No.
Say it.
No,
Come on.
I'll tell you later.
Don't be a tease.
I'll tell you later. Mainly because I can't remember the person's name right now. Anyways, so apparently the Dark Forces are going to be the Reavers, for those who are familiar with the X-Men comic books. We last saw them ages ago, really. I think in the Australian desert when they were still using the Siege Perilous. There might have been an appearance since then. But my memory fails me. I'm that old. That, and I stopped reading comics. Sorry.
You should start reading comics again. Rebirth is actually good.
No, I don't feel like it. I'm saving my money. I've got other things to spend it on.
What, are you going to the Ultimate Dragons Bash?
No, you are.
I know I am.
Captain Command performance.
Hasn't been announced yet.
Oh, sorry. Never. Nothing. You heard nothing.
You heard nothing.
I'm a Jedi. You heard nothing. Anyways, so apparently X-23 will be played by Daphne Keane, and the Reavers will be led by Donald Pierce, who's being played by Boyd Holbrook. And apparently we'll be seeing Caliban again, being played by Stephen Merchant. So, like I said, this is the 9th and final installment for Wolverine. Who knows what the heck is going to happen at the end of this, if they're just going to flush it all down the drain. Deadpool and Cable will show up and do all the things. Who knows?
Time travel.
It wouldn't be the first, won't be the last. I'd be amazed if it was even just the second or third. And moving on... as you know, last year ended with a very, very sad loss for people who love movies and people who love... Several of them.
Several of them. We lost Carrie Fisher, and the day after, which I thought was really, really tragic, we lost her mother, the legendary Debbie Reynolds. And because of that, the Star Wars franchise and Disney have been kind of... I can imagine they must have been going, what the hell is... what are we going to do with Princess Leia? Because they had hinted that...
General Leia at this point.
General Leia, yeah, because she no longer has a planet to be princess over. But, everybody met her first as Princess Leia, so that's the name that they remember. Fine. But, they actually had intended to make Carrie Fisher a much more prominent player in the 8th installment, which, which has already
Fine.
which has already finished filming. But they were, hints had been dropped that there would be a major scene and reconciliation, perhaps between Kylo and his mother. Now that's not going to happen. Or at least that was the assumption thrown up in the air. They were thinking maybe Disney will do what they did with Rogue One and CG Carrie Fisher. In fact, Disney had been in talks with the Fisher estate as to how to handle the future of the character of Princess Leia. And some fans were wary. Some fans were, writing her off, killing her off screen could be, very, very tragic for the character, especially, etc. So people were divided between, pro CG, con CG. Well, Disney finally did Lucasfilm / Disney has done something that they usually don't do, which is answer fan speculation. They came out and they gave an announcement saying Carrie Fisher is, and always will be part of the Lucasfilm family. She was our princess, our general, and more importantly, our friend. We are still hurting from her loss. We cherish her memory and legacy as Princess Leia, and will always strive to honor everything she gave to Star Wars. With the statement that they, in fact, are not going to have a CGI General Leia in the 9th installment of the movie of this trilogy. So the last time we will get to see Carrie Fisher as General Leia Organa will be Episode 8.
It does not mean that doesn't mean that they'll necessarily kill the character.
Well,
they could have Billie Lourd step in, or another similar appearing character actress step in and cameo, with makeup, just like they did with the replacement for Mon Mothma.
Well, as they have stated, is basically that they do not they have no plans to digitally recreate Carrie Fisher's performance as Princess Leia or General Leia Organa.
No plans to digitally recreate. That's what they're saying.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if they would go ahead and. I don't know.
I don't think that they will. I don't think that they will simply eliminate the character off screen, because for a character this prominent, and for everything that they have done to the other character. I mean, for the way they dealt with Han Solo, I don't think eliminating or Leia off screen does the character justice.
Yeah.
So I would say more than likely they would attempt to find an actress who has her same basic appearance and have her reprise the role to conclude it.
Yeah.
But not digitally recreate Carrie Fisher.
And it's kind of strange. I mean, I don't know. Billie does, she's her daughter, but she does not have that great of a resemblance to her. So, maybe finding someone else who could pass off as... It's tricky. Get Meryl Streep. Okay, that's it. Yeah.
just stay where we're stay in geekdom.
No. I mean, get Meryl Streep. She can play anyone. She could play Darth Vader. She can play Princess Leia, and
let her play all the characters. What the hell?
She'll play. If Ben Affleck,
an all Streep ensemble.
If Ben Affleck drops out of Batman, she could play Batman, and nobody would notice. But no.
We have Broadway. We have off Broadway. This would be off Streep.
Yeah. So I do not envy Disney because of everything they're going to have to balance with Episode 9, because the character has fans, and there will be a contingent of people who will be disappointed no matter what they do, but they really are genuinely trying to do well by both Carrie Fisher's estate, her legacy, and by the fans. So
it's fortunate that they were done filming 8, and so they have some time to adjust
figure out what
9
they're going to do
if necessary. So I mean that's fortunate. They can. It's not like she hadn't filmed 8. They had this huge, script written, and they're like, "Oh crap! Well, I guess 8's postponed a year."
Yeah.
So
So, anyways, moving on.
In other Star Wars news, I'm not even going to change the logo because we don't have logos for these guys yet. Directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller have confirmed that Woody Harrelson will be coming to the Han Solo movie. No character details were revealed, but sources are basically saying that he could possibly be a mentor figure for young Han Solo, who is apparently being played by Alden Ehrenreich. So he's going to be joining such stellar casts as Donald Glover, who will be playing the young Lando Calrissian. And apparently Game of Thrones' Emilia Clarke will also be up in there somewhere. I hope she's got some dragons and the ability to not be turned to fire. But this film, the Han Solo franchise film, is scheduled for 2018. Who knows? Maybe this will be the Kessel Run maneuver. Who knows?
You know what? I love Woody Harrelson. I grew up watching him on Cheers, so anytime I see him in anything, he's just always Woody. Even in Natural Born Killers.
You and me both.
In Natural Born Killers, it was like, Woody's lost his...
Woody, how could you?
How could you? And now it's got to be Woody. Okay, Woody mentors Han Solo. What could go wrong? Now they need to get Kirstie Alley because she's got her...
Well, and what they need to do is have him show up in a bar, in a cantina, serving behind, and some alien walks in and they all see his name.
Has the Mos Eisley cantina, and it's owned by it's owned by Akmina's daughter, played by Kirstie Alley, with Vulcan ears.
Oh God!
We've just created. Okay,
that's a horrible crossover right there.
Disney, George, we've just created Star Wars Holiday Special 2. Do it. I secretly hope, and I know that it's never going to happen, but I secretly wish that they would actually recast with a similar looking actress the character that B. Arthur played in the Star Wars Holiday Special and actually make her a full character.
It wouldn't be B.
I know, it wouldn't be B. Arthur. But the funny thing is that, God as my witness, there were actual novels written after that special that had Akmina as a character, and she played actually a very key part in the rebellion, and she was kind of a badass. And at one point, actually, there were sketches, and they were considering an Akmina action figure, which would have been the most badass thing ever.
I'm going to point out that traditionally, he and I both have 5 topics each for a total of 10 topics that are meant to go 20 minutes. This particular, I had to veto one of his, which meant I vetoed one of mine, which put us down at 4 each, so 8. So you'd think the episode would be longer, but no.
mean shorter.
Probably shorter, but no.
Don't worry, my other topics are not as lengthy.
Okay, well, can we move on to your next topic?
Which was... Oh, yes. So, for those of you...
Topics.
I just don't know the order occasionally.
I'm just going to say, I post it, you pay no attention to it. So.
Wonder Woman news. No, okay. So, for those of you who are fans of Attack on Titan, you might want to know that the first editor of the manga has been arrested on suspicions of murder. This was broken by a Tokyo Reporter on Tuesday last week. The Tokyo Metropolitan Police took Park Young-hyun into custody for the alleged murder of his wife in 2016. This took place in the morning of August 9th at around 2 in the morning. And he had called the police saying that his wife had collapsed. When the authorities arrived at his residence, she was found lying face up at the base of the stairwell in a state of arrest. She was pronounced dead at the hospital one later, and then investigations started unearthing some rather unsettling evidence that might indeed hint at foul play at work, and it looks like they have reached the conclusion that there's enough evidence to merit an arrest and trial.
Now, this is the original...
Yes, the original editor.
Not the current one.
Not the current one.
Is that all we got for Attack on Titan?
That's all we have.
Moving on. Except I was over in another screen. Moving on. I always forget what screen I'm on. Sorry, when I hit a button, things don't change. I'm like, oh, on another screen apparently. All right, so Avengers Infinity War, which was at one point supposed to be 2 separate movies, is now the 3rd Avengers movie with an untitled 4th. We have heard rumors that Peter Dinklage is now in early talks for a possible role in the Avengers Infinity War. We don't know what the heck he would play.
He is the guy who comes up and says, "The wizard came from the moon."
Sure.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. I have no clue.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Actually, considering he played Bolivar Trask in X-Men: Days of Future Past, I don't think he's going to be playing the same character. Although that would be hysterical. I don't think he'll be playing the same character. I almost want to see him playing the Living Tribunal.
That would be interesting.
That would be so weird, and I'm totally on board with that. But he could, given that this is going to involve theoretically Thanos and the Infinity Gems and all things cosmic, he could play freaking Eternity, Lord Order, Master Chaos. He could play anybody, really. I mean, all the aspects are open. I mean, I don't know of any of the actual superheroes that are going to be free and available, but somebody was theorizing he'd be MODOK. I'm like, really? MODOK?
I hope not.
Let's dig obscure characters out. Sure, okay, whatever. But there you go. We don't know, what he'd play, who he'd play, when he'd play, but he's in early talks, and I love Peter Dinklage, and I'm totally on board with this, so make it happen, guys. Moving on,
we're going to talk about love. So Love is, of course, the anthology compilation by several different artists and writers. The idea was spearheaded by Mark Andreyko, writer for Manhunter and Torso, who was moved by the tragedy that happened last June in the gay nightclub Pulse, which left 49 people dead and 53 people injured. He pitched the idea, and this became an IDW DC Comics collaboration, which I received on Monday, and I read it through and through. It's a bit of an emotional roller coaster, as you can imagine. As is common with things of this sort, there are many stories that overindulge a little bit on the mawkish, over sentimental side of things. There are some that are very hard, very tragic, and some that flop. But it's common with this type of thing. And overall, though, I say the volume is an excellent read by many, many different artists and writers. Many stories are just 1 page long, but for example, K9 986 is going to make you go, oh. I heavily recommend it. And this little volume actually is topping the bestseller charts for graphic novels right now, which is a really good thing because they are also donating 100% of the proceeds for the sale of Love is Love to the survivors of the Orlando Massacre. It's a lovely, lovely effort, and it has some very, very, very strong moments, and it has some of the some characters here that you wouldn't expect. If this had come out 10 years ago, DC would not have okayed, say, having Batman, Nightwing, Superman, Wonder Woman in positions like this. You got Renee Montoya, you have Batwoman here. Archie makes an appearance as well, as does Archie's gay character, whose name I forget because I haven't actually read his things. But he's another redhead because no, he's blonde. That's him. So I heavily recommend it. The first printing was mail order only, but the second printing should be hitting comic stores right about now. So that's it. That's pretty good news. I think even though we've had such a tragedy happening recently, the fact that this is a major press event and that DC, companies like DC are perfectly okay with their characters appearing here. I think this is Wonder Woman on the cover. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not very familiar with some of the other characters on the other imprints, but I think this is Wonder Woman on the cover. And the inner cover also has Batwoman with a ginormous pride flag, which I think is the picture you're using, right?
Yes, I'm just going to point out that I've just noticed something about his camera. He has to show something that is completely white in front of his camera to get color in his face.
Behold,
he is from Latin America, and I have more color in my face on the cameras.
Look, this is my real color. Okay, so
it's
I need to have
sad.
something white.
It really is sad.
Hey, I'm going to show you some of my pictures as a kid. I was brown as a nut. I don't know what happened.
I'm not disputing that you have color. I'm saying the camera don't care.
The camera don't care. As far as the camera is concerned, I'm Irish. I'm
goes, white man.
I'm
Caucasian paint all over you.
I was understudying Tilda Swinton for her role of the ancient one.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of whitewash, are we done with Love is Love?
We're done with Love.
All right. For the final topic of the day, American Horror Story. Ryan Murphy has revealed that Sarah Paulson and Evan Peters will, in fact, be coming back for the next season. Not that this is a great big shock. Sarah Paulson's been pretty much damn near everything, and Evan Peters, I believe, has been in it fairly frequently. I mean, the announcement of the 7th season came in like the 3rd episode of last season, Roanoke, which just happened. So, I mean, this series is going strong, very strong. In fact, it has been there's even 2 more seasons already picked up, I believe. Seasons 8 and 9, which will take the storyline out in 8, 9. Yeah, that'll take it out into 2019 because season 7 will be 2017, 2018, and 2019. So yeah, so we've already got at least 3 more seasons planned here for American Horror Story. I mentioned a while back that they had said that there was in fact going to be a major crossover season. We still don't know when that's going to happen or what it's going to involve. But Murphy has said the seasons are connected for sure. And he said during season 6, he says, you'll see it in this season and then you'll see it after this season. Quote, we lay a lot of pipe and you'll see it explode in season 7 and 8. So for those who missed it, spoiler warning, a little flashing, even though the season's over. I'm going to get something that actually does splash spoiler. Just flashes it. I got to find something for that.
We should have something like the Lankara continuity alert.
But for those who missed it, just to go over some of the crossovers from Roanoke, which was season 6, Winter, a character played by Sarah Paulson, came back in the finale as the final survivor of second season's Asylum. Roanoke proved it exists within the same universe as season 1's Murder House because it brought back the Piggy Man Killer. Tracing the ancestry line of Dandy Mott, which was played by Finn Whitrock, of season 4's Freak Show, to Roanoke mansion builder Edward Mott, who was played by Evan Peters. Confirming the Witch of the Woods, Skahawk, which was played by Lady Gaga, was the original Supreme Witch of season 3's Coven. And in season 1, Billy Dean even recounted the story of the lost colony of Roanoke. So we are now sucked into a spiral that is American Horror Story. So when 7 or 8 or whatever the hell is the grand crossover season comes along, you can all be clenching your sphincters with anticipation because it's going to be a wild ride. This season just proved that they will. I mean, this literally had 3 or 4 television shows within one television show for season 6, retelling the story, as it were, and it worked. It was freaky and it worked.
It was freaking. It worked.
It was freaky and it worked, and it freaking worked. And that's all I gotta say on that. So I'm gonna send the little logo away, and I'm gonna
And
say,
now, and before you do your closing, I'm going to do my very quick educational. I just want people to know that a butt is actually a real unit of measurement for a cask of wine, and a butt load is about 108 imperial gallons. Now you know.
is this the point where I have to put the logo as the more you know? I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying. What brought this knowledge on? Did I say that not thinking about it, or?
No, you know how my mind is. I have a total library of completely useless information. I need to get it out somehow. So that's going to be my thing. I'm going to have a weird fact for you every show, except the days that I don't.
Don't. You're going to. Okay.
I'm kidding.
I had a friend. I haven't seen him in a while, but I had a friend way back when I was in college who went by the online handle of Frenchy Python because he was a Monty Python friend, a fiend. And I referred to him as the whorehouse of useless knowledge. Not the warehouse, the whorehouse of useless knowledge. Because it was because he dropped it like he was turning a trick. So don't start because
me now.
You will assume the title.
I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball.
Anyways, so like and subscribe. Hit that little button down below. Tell your friends. Come out and join us next time. We do this on a weekly basis, except for the weeks we don't do it on a weekly basis.
Which is going to be next week, because I am auditioning.
We'll be doing it. We'll just be doing it on a different night. You and I will record
on a different
night.
We'll be traveling through time.
There will still be a show for those of you on YouTube where time doesn't matter.
We'll do the time warp.
Yeah, it's not YouTube. It's the UTardis.
Yes, UTardis.
Please comment below. I don't say this very often, but I mean this on a regular basis. Please comment below if there are topics you would like us to cover or stop covering.
Mm-hmm. Except for Wonder Woman, because we'll never stop covering that.
Well, he won't, but if you guys make up enough of a stink, I'll just put him in his own show. Which we've already discussed.
Welcome to Wonder Webcast. No.
Wouldn't be the first. I doubt it'll be the last. It's the Wonder Woman Inquisition. Thank God for Jim.
Born different, born wonderful.
I want to take... I want to do a compilation of every single time, of every show where we've done Thank God for Jim, and just run them back to back and actually send it to him. Actually, I want to do that and make you send it to him.
Thank God for Jim.
Anyways, so and not just topics, but any other suggestions you might have, critiques, comments, anything, just put them down below. We even if we don't respond, we do read everything. So thank you thank you much, everybody. What the heck is going on in my brain?
Flames.
It's not even the flames. It's just the brain opened up and just the words came out the mouth. So yeah, I'm going to go and play some KOTOR now and release Mouse off to whatever the heck he's going to do.
I'm going to draw.
Oh, fine. Show me up because I'm not working on a project right now. Fine. I like KOTOR. I'm sorry. I gotta play. It's
not my fault.
I blame you anyways. So
I'll have to buy that tablet off you at some point.
Peace out, everybody.